So would you walk on by or get involved if you saw something horrible on the streets, Amy?
Okay, let's go to a lady who was assaulted in January. It's Janet on line 1.
Morning, Janet.
Morning.
What happened to you?
I heard a disturbance in my back garden in January. The legal details we can't really go into because
Right, okay.
there's still no open case. But I went out and they were trying to steal. 3 boys were trying to steal my car. My husband followed me out and they started to make a run for it. My first instinct was to grab one of the boys.
Wow, okay.
And of course I got thumped. And then I thought, well, the only way I'm going to stop these boys is by making an unruly racket. So I started screaming as loud as I could, and all my neighbours came out. One rang the police, one rang for an ambulance. And if they hadn't have come out, I think the outcome could have been extremely
Do you know what, Jan?
bad.
You're so... I don't know what the right thing to say is or not, but my girlfriend, she got mugged not so long ago, and a guy basically pushed her down on a dark street into an even darker place and took her handbag. And my girlfriend felt that this guy's presence was there, and I said to her, why didn't you scream? Because at least then people will be aware of you. If you go silently, it's like silent to your face. I think screaming was the right thing to do, I really do.
I think it was as well, and it really frightened them. I could tell they were frightened by the fact that somebody was actually making such a noise.
Would you help, Janet, if you saw someone on the street?
Yeah, I do.
You would? No, your experience of that being thumped hasn't put you off, you would get involved?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Just before Christmas, there was a lady who had been out drinking. I don't know whether she'd been locally, but we have a metro system in Newcastle. We live near a metro.
Okay.
And she was coming, I was walking my dog late at night, and she fell over, and I saw her elbow dislocate. I recognised her from living further down the street, so I sort of went to see if I could help, and I couldn't move her. So I rang for my husband, who came out, and we both sort of manhandled her back to her home.
Good, good. Glad to hear it, Janet. Thank you. There are good Samaritans out there, even if Boris Johnson hasn't any in his own family.
We're going to go to Sam on line 3.
Sam, good morning.
Good morning.
Would you help anybody?
I'm not sure. See, my brother was killed outside and I called helping 2 women. But I think if you're in that situation, you'd really, really want someone to help you.
Would he have helped anyone, any time, your brother?
Yeah, he would. He'd have jumped in. He was a total gentle giant and he'd have helped anyone at any time.
So what happened, Sam?
He was killed defending 2 women in a taxi line, and he was kicked in the head, and he died in hospital later on. And he left a 2-year-old little boy. And, you know, it devastated our family, and the lads, you know, we didn't get much, you know, by ways of going to jail and stuff. But if you're in that situation, you'd really, really want someone to help you and not walk on past.
Yes, you would.
It's really torn, but I always want my husband to walk away. Because I think, you know, we've got 2 children and I wouldn't want him to leave our children. So it's a very difficult situation for you to be in.
But I mean,
you said that you scream and shout.
You've said the right thing. That the women there would have wanted help.
Yeah.
And your brother went to give them help. Maybe if more people would have gone to that, I don't know whether things would be different. It just, you know, he did the right thing. But what a price.
Yeah, you know, on one hand, I'm really, really proud of him. You know, he saved those women without a doubt. So I am really, really proud of him, but he just had to pay the ultimate price with his life. So, which was, you know, devastating for everyone who knew him, because he was a fantastic man.
I'm sure, clearly,
Yeah.
Sam, thank you for the call. Let's have another, please, Amy.
Okay, let's go to a gentleman called Michael on line 2.
Morning, Michael.
Morning, Matthew.
Would you get involved? Would you step in or step aside?
I step in. I step in. I was at work in a local authority in a housing department. They covered the high-rise flats. And 7 young men had broke into a tenant's flat, smashed his front door in, beat him up, stabbed him, covered him with petrol, dragged him outside the flat. And as I dragged him by my office, I sort of became aware of the situation. They dragged him outside, he'd been kicked, he'd been stabbed, everything. I thought, well, what am I going to do? So I've gone out there, knocked out the biggest person that I saw, and in that little instant managed to grab the tenant, get him back in the office, and it went to Wolverhampton Crown Court, and they all got 2.5 years each. I was congratulated by the police, because I did say that if it wasn't for you, the tenant could be dead, and these people in 15 years, 2.5 years each. But as a consequence, about 4 weeks after, I was found badly beaten myself. I'd been hit in my face with a steel bar that needed 14 stitches. But I'm sort of quite...
As a result of what you did?
Well, I can't really say that, but I'm just saying it was like a suspicious, do you know what I mean? It was a little bit suspicious. But yeah, I do step in. I think I don't like bullies. You know, I think you have to stand up for yourself, and I think that's the way to... you have to stand up against bullies. I just think you have to.
Right, OK, Michael. Thank you very much for that. We'll get one more before the break.
OK, we're going to go to Candice on line 4.
Candice, good morning.
Hello.
Hi there. Have you never needed help?
I've always, well, yeah, I did actually. A few years ago when I was pregnant, I was on a train platform and I was getting mocked by 2 girls.
By girls?
And yeah, 2 sort of young girls. It was like during half term, and it was in Putney, and it was in broad daylight, and they basically froze me on the train and were saying things about me and just throwing things. It was like being 15 again myself on the school bus. But yeah, and then
did everyone rush to your help as a pregnant woman? Everyone came to your help?
No, not at all. And actually, it got quite violent as well. They actually got a bottle and hit me in the face because they were going to kick me and punch me in my stomach. So there was about 3 guys again, like this lady said on the panel. But, you know, 3 guys in suits. You had like one guy who looked like he'd just come out of the gym, and you had 2 other ladies. And I just thought, these girls are 15. I mean, I can understand if it was like maybe a massive group of guys in hoods, and you don't know if they've got knives or whatever, but...
But then you've got to remember, Candice, that just because someone wears a hood doesn't make them bad, you know?
I understand that completely.
But that's so important, because it's the way we judge everybody. Oh, there's a hoodie, he's bad. There's 2 girls, they're good. And it's just a wrong judgment.
I understand, but I just think if there was, like, if I was a guy, I know that, you know, if I said, like, come on, everyone help, you know, if there's, like, 10 people on the carriage, I'm sure 10 people can take down 2 little girls at the end of the day and save maybe potentially harming someone's unborn baby. You know, it's just ridiculous.
Candice, what a miserable collection of stories. It really is. I think Boris Johnson is wrong. I can see why he said it specifically about his kids. I would tell my kids not to get involved. And I think, I'm very aware of what you said, Shona. I think that's possibly the right advice. I don't know.
Well, you don't know.
Violent crime amongst the young is up, you know, whereas amongst for the rest of us, it's actually gone down. And when you hear stories like Candice, you think, no, people that shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. We've got to move on.